Yo, what's the line, Bass Assassin? What's up? What's happening? Seems to be an early one, guys. We are out here in the dark. I didn't expect it to be this dark. Maybe the sunrises are a little bit later. We're getting a little bit later as the sunsets are setting later as well. But either way, good morning to you guys. I did remember where I threw these. My memory served me this morning. Let's put these bumpers on. Might as well get the life jacket out while I'm up here. And then we will release the beast. Let me just double check that I got a straps off. Strap. Plug in, we're good. Wait, we are not good. I need this and this. Now we're good. muscle memory made me turn on the fish finder in the front, even though that fish finder don't work. What a dummy. But whatever. Like I said, muscle memory. Randy Smith, what's up? Steve, Unlimited, Cuba dudes. So yesterday, dudes, my GoPro battery died. I don't know. It must not have been getting the charge that I thought it was from the boat, which, I don't know, bro. I don't know if it was a bad connection. I don't know what the deal was. It just died. So that meant that you guys weren't able to see that BBL that I caught. That's the worst part. If the Latin bass assassin catches a BBL and no one's watching, did he really catch a BBL? That is the deep thought that we're gonna start off with this morning. Did he really catch a BBL? Nobody knows. I've had accusations of AI, all kinds of stuff. Alrighty, it's game time. We should turn on our lights so we are legit. And boom, we are legit now. Heck is going on here? I believe we won't. Oh, we went to the moon. All right, so Steve believes we went to the moon, so he'll buy that I caught that fish while no one was looking. It's not far-fetched for me to have caught that fish while no one was looking, based on the fact that Steve believes that we went to the moon. Romance. Oh, bro, man, so you got a day off. Well, then let's go catch some, you know what I'm saying? Let's go catch some, dogs. So just a little update. I turned on the fish finder in the front accidentally, muscle memory, and it still is not functioning. So anyways, so the game plan today, guys, is for us to go down to where we missed that BBL, throw some things for a little bit, and then we'll pop in the honeycomb, I think, depending on the weather. Potentially the storms have moved out. There was a potential of a storm coming in at about 9 or something. Right now it might look like I'm driving like a maniac in the dark, but I can see, guys. We stress on this channel safety first, and I can see. It's just the GoPro doesn't pick up low light situations that great. But I can definitely see, I assure you guys. I don't want you guys there being, oh no! Bloodbath Assassin is out here driving like a maniac. Nah, I can see you guys. heavens to Betsy! He's driving blind. I am not. That I can't see is your comments, because safety first. Safety first. If you had a day off, what are you doing up at 6 in the morning, bro? That's the better question. Why is Bromance up at 6 in the morning? Bromance should be asleep, dog. He should be making memes right now. All right, if I'm right here and I'm gonna go straight across this thing, that is to those lights, and let's say that antenna. To those docks and that antenna. Probably a little less now. Okay. repositioned, and now it's to there and there. Okay, 10 feet. I see the grass line. I'll just sort of do it from here. I'll do it from here, guys. Definitely can see let's see. We got bumper buoys. Eagle eyes engaged. Colin is in the house too now. Guys, everyone back to bed. I'll wake you guys up when I catch a BBL. But you guys should probably go back to bed. Okay, there was some kind of situation here with my jig rod. Back to bed, children. It is not time to wake up just yet. The freak. I just tied this leader knot, bros. Why is it already giving me problems? Who tied this? First cast leader problems. Alrighty. Made me cast not completely in the direction I wanted to, but whatever. It's kind of weird light right now, guys. I would assume that the sun should be up and shedding a little bit of light, but we are out here trying to get the jump on these BBLs. We are trying to catch them slipping. They're blowing up right next to me. No joke. Now they're gonna try and get me to frickin' throw topwater. I know them. And I'm not talking about you guys, I'm talking about the fish. They're gonna try and get me to throw topwater. Let me check my drag. Okay, drag is engaged correctly. I made that mistake last time. Let's see where we're positioned. Okay. I'm out here like frickin' Mr. Mackey. Okay. Okay. Boys and girls. My worm might need a little bit of fixing. The head of the worm is being kind of stupid. I'll throw him this cast and then we'll see what he does. We'll see how he behaves. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but they are definitely jumping around me. How did I get my frickin' line caught in my vest? It's Tackle Tuesday. I'm surprised Unlimited's up. Yo, big ups to Unlimited. Up in the AM. All right, you guys can stay up a little bit, but you're gonna pay for it later on. So now that I cruised by and I saw that grass line, it makes a little more sense why that bigger fish was over there. It's probably just cruising the grass lines. Okay, the worm is mostly okay. It's probably about 12 feet out there, guys. Dennis, what's happening? Yo, Tom. The early bird catches a worm and then utilizes that worm to catch a BBL. And misses a fish right there. Okay. So the early bird should pay attention. Just a little bit more. It wasn't a, I don't think that was a bite. It wasn't a, okay. So they took my worm. I was gonna say it wasn't a real like hard tap. It was just somebody doing some things down there. That's a good sign, guys. Somebody decided they want to take my worm. Dang, I still got this frickin' little hook on here. I'm trying to figure out if I want to change it. Whatever, we roll with what we got on right now. We'll roll with this hook. We should be good. This is a brand new Mag Dizzy worm that they're gonna get a taste of. Come on, baby, one time. Come on, big girl, one time, baby. One time. I'm letting them get a jump on me right now because I'm preemptively getting this little situation out of my reel. Come on, baby, one time. I already missed the one bite. Hopefully the storms avoid us. Remember, we got to get off like at 11 so that we can look at our fish finder and see if there's any hope for it. My guess is there isn't, but we got to try it and start the process. Start the process. Colin said it's an RMA, but start the process to get our fish finder back to a functioning status. Okay, I gotta slowly move this and not be out of position when something bites. So slowly creep it and then reel back to it. Creep, reel, creep, reel, creep, reel. Pay no attention to that splashing behind me, that's carp. I don't think we could survive 2 topwater hits in 2 days. You know what I'm saying, guys? That other topwater hit was heart pumping. I don't think we're in good enough shape to see 2 of them in 2 days. That was something rarely seen on this channel, that topwater bite. That way we're set up for that hook set, homies. Oh, that's a BBL. Well, it looks like a BBL. You guys should be seeing these circus jumps over here. That's definitely a BBL. Let me do Colin's favorite part of the show where I adjust the camera while I'm reeling in a fish. This is Unlimited's part of the show where he wants me to put my feet up, and I will. Just let me, where you at, baby girl? There we go. That right there, homies, is a BBL. That right there is that morning jolt, my dudes. Now, they got me on the first one. These fools, they caught me slipping. It was early in the morning. And I was all like, all right, guys, I gotta be ready. I gotta adjust my cadence so that I can be ready for that hook set. And that little nibble right there, I was ready for that one. Let's check and see the size of this baby doll. Good morning, everybody. We're out here bringing you some BBLs from Lake Guntersville. Let's see what we got here. We got ourselves a BBL for sure. That right there, my dudes, that's a good looking fish. That is a good looking fish. What is he doing? What is he doing? Oh yeah, he's looking for the belt. You know that the BBL love the belt. They love it when the belt is right, bro. Oh yeah. Let me take one quick selfie with her and then we're gonna release her. One quick selfie and then we are out of here. Picture. Maybe it'll get it, maybe not. Picture. All right, there we go, guys. A morning BBL for sure. All right, homegirl, go out there, do your thing. All right, let's get back out there, throw another one. They got the jump on us early, but not a second time, homies. Not a second time. All right, guys, that fish weighed 5 pounds, 7 ounces. Let's get back out there. Not a second time, you will not. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Whatever George Bush said, I forgot what he said. Well, you can't fool me again, or something along those lines. Thank the good Lord that we did not zero today and that our first catch was a BBL. We did miss one earlier. We do not know if it was a BBL. Now that fish did not have my hook in it, so Moby Dick is still out here somewhere, guys. And Captain Ahab is about to see if he can find that Moby Dick. This one is not as big as that one. So I should try and remember that line that I was on. This one is definitely not as big as, but an A for effort. Look at this little guy. Look at this little guy, bro. I should have left him on there for bait for the other dudes. He is not the smallest fish we've caught on here. We're not gonna waste our time on that guy. We know that there's bigger fish out there to fry, even though we will not be frying any of them. Worm is back in order. Let's get it, homies. Let's see what the homies are saying. Nice work, mission accomplished. Negative. Negative unlimited. A BBL plus is when we pay out. So they're just BBLs from here on out until we catch that 7-pounder. The 7-pounder will be the BBL plus. And then after that, when it resets, then the 4-pounder will be a BBL plus. And so forth. All right, let's stay in position. I'm raising that rod tip too high. Creep and reel. Creep and reel. You know, I was telling you guys about sugars and all those things yesterday, you know, when we were having that conversation, but I really think a BBL a day keeps the doctor away, guys. As long as you get a BBL a day, you're gonna be all right. The medical advice that is provided by the Latin bass assassin is not backed by any scientific study, nor backed by the FDA or any other medical organization. Please seek your doctor's recommendations on what is best for you medically, as the Latin bass assassin potentially does not have a degree in medicine. Dirty 30. Dennis, we got one, dog. Let's start off with one. And then go to the next number, 2. I mean, that other guy that we didn't weigh might have been critical, dude, to get us to the dirty 30. That little dude. What if we're like at 29 pounds and 12 ounces? Then we're like, dude, if we had weighed that little dude, we would have had 30. But Dennis, the way we fish does not lend itself to quantity. Let's see if we can catch 5 of the good ones. But we only have till 11, dog. That's the other thing. A little bit not in our favor. We have only till 11. But I do like those high hopes that you come with, Dennis. We're trying to weed through these fish so that we can see where that fish with my hook is. It could be anywhere on the lake right now, but I feel like this is his favorite restaurant right here. He's like, you know what I could go for? Yeah, let's go for another hook. Yeah, that sounds delicious. All right, I cast it a little bit more to the right. That's where I missed the first bite. We got to make sure it's a small creep and a reel. A 5 and change. All right, we're good. Ah, there we go, bro. Fool me twice, well, you can't get fooled again. That was a quote that I was trying to remember, but it was slipping my mind for some reason. There's a cold breeze at my back. It's like 60 some degrees right now, guys. I don't know what's going on in this world. So yesterday, guys, I don't think it's the exact day that I caught that 11.2, but yesterday I could not repeat the Memorial Day miracle where I caught the 11.2 on Amistad. So we will try again next year. That was a pretty long cast. That must be a heavy worm. Oh, you're right, bro. You're right, Colin. There was a miracle of its own yesterday. That 10-ounce topwater. I mean, that right there, guys. That is like a made-for-TV moment right there. That 10-ounce topwater. I was afraid my hooks were gonna bend out. I wasn't ready for that moment. I got the old grass on me. Come on, worm. That was a beautiful, extremely long cast that a fish should be coming back over here on. Oh, but instead you're all balled up like an idiot. Okay. Well, I mean, the good news is that my leader knot held up. Now, it's not yesterday's leader knot. I retied it. So the good news is that survived. Catching a tagged fish today, bro, that would be pimp. Oh, I forgot, this is Tanko Tuesday. So we gotta stay focused, bros. We're out here looking for tanks. Okay, worm is looking good down there. Okay, let's see how that line works. I might throw a jig. Or my homie, you know what I didn't throw at all yesterday, dudes? Which when I got home, I was all like, what the heck is wrong with me? I didn't throw that Nico, dog. I mean, I did catch BBL yesterday, but I didn't throw that Nico, and that's not like me. Got a little disappointed in myself. I was like, bro, no Nico? Come on now. Do you know how much meat you left on the bone by not throwing that Nico out there? You might as well have just let the fish go. I'm also gonna throw across this point. I'm throwing like to the deeper side of the point. But I should throw across this point also. My fear is though that it's just gonna be little idiots that are gonna bite and they're just gonna be messing up my worm. And that's gonna aggravate me because these worms are few and far between as they sell out. They have a tendency to sell out for some reason. %40 chance of rain at 8 a.m. Yo, what up, Tim? Yo, Steve, Juan is he's on the practice squad right now. He's been replaced by the Castaic, but I guess I could throw that sucker here. Oh, all of a sudden we got jumpers, huh? I could throw the Castaic here, but the problem is that when I get bigger bites on these slower moving baits, it makes me hesitant to throw these other baits that haven't produced. That's the problem. This is a what have you done for me lately kind of boat. If these fools have not produced, actually I could throw it to this side also. If they haven't produced, then they get downgraded. Even though my heart is with topwater and this Castaic right here, because dude, it looks like a champ. Like, no joke, that is champion status swim bait right there. Basically, it should be outlawed because I'm almost fishing with live bait, but it still hasn't caught a fish. So that makes me be hesitant to throw it because I don't see the results. There's more grass over here on this side. That cast that I just did was into a lot more grass. All right, what direction? Okay, so I'll cast some degrees off, let's say 10 degrees off, and we will go in this direction. Definitely more grass there. And based on this little blade that came back, it's eelgrass. Hey, Unlimited, you woke up early, dog, and you got to see a BBL. Yeah. You didn't wake up for nothing. There's grass out there. All right, so to that island, there's quite a bit of grass, or to the tip of that island, there's quite a bit of grass. So I'm gonna do another so many degrees off. Eelgrass, guys. So we know what we're in. There's still a decent amount of eelgrass out here. Okay. So that was slightly left of the island. Man, don't put that hood up, bro. It's a little bit chilly back there. Okay, I'm gonna cast to this antenna. Well, I was a little bit off, but I had intended to cast to an antenna back there. Come on, baby, one time. Okay, that feels less thick. Whether it's grass, some of it feels like grass, but whatever is out there, it's less thick, so the worm can move through it a little bit better. We're just trying to find the edge of this. Let's see where we're at on this thing. All right. Definitely some grass on us now. Eel grass. The wind is moving the back of the boat. So if anything bites right now, that's going to be a battle between me, the power poles, the motor, backlight. We're all going to get involved. Now that's a lot more eelgrass right there. Whatever that line is, that definitely had a lot more eelgrass. Hopefully we stay out of the fray right there. Steve, that rod tip was high because I was stuck in that eelgrass, and when it's stuck pretty thick, I gotta pop it out of there. When it's the broken up stuff, that one's a little better, and I can keep my rod tip a little bit lower. Not to say that I wasn't out of position. It's a necessary evil at that point in time. I'm gonna throw 2 off to the left, and then I'm gonna toss that Nico out there. Let these fools see that guy. Maybe that 5-pounder we caught was a snitch. And he went down there, and he's basically down there like Paul Revere. The Bassassin is coming. The Bassassin is coming. That might be the situation we have at hand here, guys. We got snitched on. That's what happens when you release them. They snitch on you. Don't leave any loose ends, bros. That's what I'm learning here. Probably went over there, told all his homies, yo, bro, do not bite this yummy looking worm. Kindness is mistaken for weakness. It is pretty nice, Steve. It is definitely, it's an experience, bro. I'll tell you that much. It is an experience having the homies coming through. I mean, but some of it is like it's critique that gets you back in the zone. Because sometimes I zone out here, bro, and I'm just da 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 da. And you just kind of lose track of what's going on. But it's all part of the game. So as Colin said on a different Rodcast, he said that we move our baits or worms or whatever a lot faster than we think when you pump your rod tip up. So that's why I rarely do a rod tip upward pump. Instead, I do more of a sideways type action. Oh, you want to fight? But even when I do that sideways action, I sometimes get out of position and it costs you. Or in this particular case, it costs me. But since you guys are watching, it costs us. One more cast with this worm, and then we're going to go to that Nico. I did say I was going to throw a jig, but I think in order for me to throw that jig, I need to be on that side. I need to see exactly where that grass line is so that I can pop him out of that grass line. It looked like it was in 10 feet or so. And from there, pop it out of that grass. I was using that jig yesterday so I've been told that it wasn't a BBL because it technically wasn't a big bass live. It was a big bass not live. But when I caught that BBL yesterday, it was on that jig that I was telling you guys that that subscriber had sent me. It was that peanut butter and jelly jig. Yo, Guntersville Mike, what's happening, dog? Steve, I think we were still talking fishing at that point in time, but you never know with this channel. The lines start to get blurry and you're all like, what did I just say? What just happened there? Oh, were you not told about the donuts that were brought on the boat, dog? Yeah, they're in the back of the boat. You just have to get there is the problem. Guntersville Mike is in the house. I'm not exactly sure if it's a good idea for me and Guntersville Mike to be seeing each other at the ramp all the time, because yesterday we saw each other. It took me a minute to realize who he was, but we saw each other, and then we commenced talking for probably 30 to 40 minutes, just hanging out there, not trailering up our boat. So, I don't know. And last time, the time before that, we ended up talking for like, I don't know, over an hour. And you guys were wondering if I was still alive. So, I think me and Guntersville Mike need to be not on speaking terms, just high fives. Or else, whatever we had to do after we meet, it may not be accomplished. Which isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying, it happened. Guntersville Mike is running late. Mike telling us about a point over there. Right now, I think I'm gonna go try this area. And then we'll head into Honeycomb. We had our fun with this area right here. 4 hours and 15 minutes of sleep, non-restorative. You need to mind your own business, Watch. Don't worry about how much sleep I got. Or what type of sleep it was either. I wonder if DJ Khaled is up. He said he was going to be fishing Honeycomb. That's one of the reasons that we're kind of hovering around Honeycomb, so that we could go say what's up to DJ Khaled. All I do is fish, 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 no matter what. BBL's on my mind. I can never get enough. Are we starting what? Are we starting that today? What exactly? No fishing for 14 days. Uh-oh, Mike's gonna have withdrawals. Mike, aren't you in Florida, dog? There should be some kind of fishing spots over there, bro. I was in Orlando once and I was catching what was unknown to me as a BBL, but I was catching a big fish out of like retention ponds that are just near like industrial buildings. I mean, potentially I felt like I was trespassing. But then when I saw this motorcycle sports bike gang show up, then I was all like, okay, I'm probably definitely trespassing. But they will probably, I mean, dude, they were doing like Rough Rider stuff where they were out doing tricks on their sports bikes and stuff. So that was somewhat entertaining while I was trying to catch a BBL. Bromance, I saw that you wrote there was a fish that jumped behind me. What did we discuss yesterday, Bromance? I think it was yesterday. No, it was the day before that. We don't care about what's happening behind our back. We just look forward, bro. All right, after this cast, we'll move. I'm thinking about repositioning to see if I could throw a jig on this. But we will see. We will see what the grass looks like. I'm gonna leave my trolling motor down initially just in case. And then we'll go from there. I mean, let me at least try and throw a jig from this direction to that side. So strike everything that I've said. And I mean everything. And I'm gonna throw a jig out there. This is one of the weirdest color combinations on a jig. It's peanut butter and jelly, and it's got a weird, I think it's a green pumpkin. No. Yeah, I think it's green pumpkin. But hey guys, at least I have 2 arms available on this crawdad. Usually I got like half an arm and I'm still throwing them. But no, today we have a full set of pincers, bro. I know that's super fancy for this channel. Usually we got mutilated ones. Bromance, I am feeling top notch. I'm a little bit sleepy possibly, because my watch told me I only got 4 hours of sleep. But I feel like my watch should mind its own darn business. But apparently I got 4 hours of sleep, and had I not known, then I probably would have been all right. But now that it's in the brain, now I'm all like, I only got 4 hours of sleep, man. What was that all about? That's a lot of grass that I'm going through. I am not getting hung up. Oh, as I say that, I'm draped with some eelgrass. That's what I'm trying to avoid. It's messing up my presentation with that eelgrass. See, Guntersville Mike did the right thing, bro. He slept in. It's like, I ain't getting no 4 hours of sleep. This fool's crazy. I'm gonna get 4.5 hours of sleep. And I'm like, dang, look at this guy, 4.5. It's because, you know, when you're watching the NBA Finals, guys, you tend to lose a little bit of sleep. They start at 7 here. And I'm like, bros, don't you guys know I got to go fishing tomorrow? But yet, I have to see what happens in these games. All right, let's position some other way or move somewhere else. I know that trolling motor's down, guys, but I know it's down, fool. So we got 1 BBL and a dink. Those are so far the stats of the day. Now let's find this grass line. Thick grass, thick grass, thick grass. And then the end of the grass. That's where we want to be, right here. Oh yeah, it looks like there's a little something off to the side. A little congregation, as it were. This congregation might be happening to address the nuisance that they're seeing. They're like, all right, guys, this guy keeps casting to us. How are we going to get rid of him? I know, let's keep biting his jigs. No, that's what's getting us into this mess. Unlimited. You got 6 what, bro? And it's not enough. A few BBLs and it's not enough. All right, so we've come from a different angle. Running that jig. And maybe we got into the congregation. He's not a BBL. Boy, he's a little fatty. He's a little fatty. Let's see what depth we're in. Okay, we're in 15 feet. All right. So watch out, little bros. Not a BBL, but definitely a little fatty. So we've repositioned. Either our cast couldn't go this far, or hey, where are you swimming to, dog? Hey, don't be swimming so fast. Relax. Or they're just seeing it from a different angle. All right, the weight is in. Get out of here, fool. Now, don't you go snitch on me, bro. I know he's gonna go snitch. I don't even know why I let him go. He's just gonna go snitch on me, dudes. We're in 15 feet of water. And around here, there's a grass line. Marty Miller, what's happening, bro? I appreciate that. May God bless you as well, my friend. Mike, hopefully your son's surgery went well, my dude. The weight of that fish was 2 pounds, 6 ounces. So again, not a big fish. We're still looking for those BBLs. That's what I don't want. When my jig goes out there and he comes back with eelgrass, that's when I know they're not biting them. These bass don't like garnish on their meals. They will not bite you if you got a blade of grass on you. Oh, now we're in the rocks. Kind of where we want to be, but kind of also we don't want to be in the rocks. So let us go and free ourselves. Mr. Marty, are you new to the channel, my dude? I don't believe that I've seen your name, but maybe I'm incorrect. I've been known to be that on occasion. All right, where are we at now? We're still in 15 feet. We've changed positions. I'm gonna let the boat. Yo, what up, Krill? What's happening, Krill? We slightly repositioned, and that is due to the fact that we got our jig stuck in a rock. The jig is now free. Open-faced krill. Oh, that right there, Colin. That is a good nickname right there. Another day, another dollar lost. Mr. Krill is already, he's ready. He probably also only had 4 hours of sleep. Should probably get some water. Krill, you should have showed up earlier, bro. We've caught ourselves a BBL. First fish of the day. Let me turn this a little bit off to the side, guys. Wait, hold on. I'm feeling some rock out here, so I want to slowly move it. One, so I don't get stuck, and two, so I can feel a thump. There's definitely some good rock out here. Good enough to get me stuck. And now I'm free. All we caught was that one, bro. And then a 2 and change, and then a little dinkaroo. Is that you, Guntersville Mike? I gotta know if it's a friendly heading towards me. Oh, this will be good if this is Guntersville Mike. because then Guntersville Mike can hit this up with, I assume, some faster moving baits, because I think those are his weapons of choice. Guntersville Mike, if that is you, please raise your left hand. Whatever salute you want to give is fine, but please raise your left hand. It was definitely 5 and change, Krill, but I think it was maybe, I don't think it was 5'10". I think it was maybe 5'7" or 5'8", somewhere around there. It's basically a fish of my stature, bro. I'm almost 85% sure that that is Guntersville Mike. There's a lot of rock here, guys, and I like it. I like it a lot, but I haven't gotten bit in this rock after I repositioned. I did get that one bite over there, but that's neither here nor there. I guess technically it was there, but it was not here. So I take back my statement. That was neither, or that was not here, but there. I hope Guntersville Mike comes over here, if that is him. It was on the worm, bro. It was on that mag dizzy, bro. And I had missed one right before that. So there's no telling of what could have been. All right, let's cast in this direction towards where we believe there to be grass, and hopefully we can pop that jig out of there. Mike, are you saying the operation is at 8:30 today? Because if that is the case, hopefully all goes well, my friend. Doesn't feel too big. Not big at all. Well, I say that, but maybe he's a little bit bigger than I thought, but not as big as a BBL. No tag. No tag, my dudes. That's a good morning bass for Senor Creel, open face Creel. Let's check out open face Creel's fish weight. And it's locked in. Let's release him on this side so he'll not go tell his homies, even though I know he's going straight to tell his homies. He's gonna be all like, bros, you know who I just met? You won't believe it. I met the assassin. White Frog, what up? Oh, that is definitely, no, bro, that was not a 315. But I'm just saying, it was for you, bro, since you barely showed up. That fish weighed 2 pounds, 7 ounces. I'm thinking about throwing the Nico out to these guys. Letting them see Nico Suave out there from this angle. Maybe they didn't think much of Nico Suave from the other angle, but from this angle, they'll be all like, Washalo? Washa Nico? Mr. Suave, Mr. Suave. So, White Frog, I'm assuming that you're asking like in the terms of why do they miss you, like they get sad when White Frog isn't around. I think that's what you're asking right there. Not why do they actually miss the frog, but why do they get sad when White Frog is not around? There goes my jig, 400 miles an hour. Bye, jig. Bros, my jig is somewhere. It almost had a chance of hitting Guntersville Mike. What just happened there, bro? Dang, bro, that's my homie's jig. That's the jig that we caught a BBL on yesterday. What just happened right there? Well, there's a knot right here. So maybe this knot had something to do with it. I have a little knot in the braid. Well, guys, there's no telling how much of a leader and some braid out there. But I'm talking about, it's like a quarter mile in that direction. It just went flying off. It went flying like nobody's business. I'm glad that it wasn't in the direction of that boat over there, because that boater would have thought that we were not homies, been all like, why is this fool throwing me jigs? I have no idea. So, two things there, Steve. You forgot about the other fish that I caught. You told White Frog that I only had a dink and the fish that I just caught right there, but there was another one right before that. And the other thing, it didn't hit it while I was reeling. I had popped it and then I just let it sit there, and then I felt the bang. So I wasn't swimming it or nothing. I just popped it up, and then when I put it back down, then the bang. Dang, bros. That jig and creel, it was P-line, but the leader knot didn't break, bro. So the line didn't break, the braid broke. But keep in mind, dude, I've been throwing this braid situation right here on that reel for like probably the entire time that I've been here in Guntersville. So that's been years. So that's been years, and it finally gave, but I'm pretty sure it's because there was a stupid knot on my line further into the reel. I don't know how that happened, but there was a knot on there. So you live, you learn. The jig is goners. That's the worst part, is that Antonio's jig is somewhere in Lake Guntersville. Oh, I appreciate that, Steve. I would hate for the 5-pounder to go unnoticed, but from my recollection, it was the 5-pounder, the dink. Then when we repositioned here, there was one, and then when Creel got here, there was a second one, and then rest in peace, jig that went flying a quarter mile. I can't believe that son of a gun went flying. Dude, when there is nothing holding a jig, dude, that guy, he went crazy. So that tells you how much the reel slows down your baits, because that guy, he went flying. I'm surprised we didn't have a sonic boom based on what I saw. So yeah, Creel, it was P-line, but it wasn't P-line's fault. It was probably the fact that it got caught, and then it was very old braid on there, and something had to give eventually. Yo, White Frog, I'm in search of a tag. I've never been that guy or seen a tag in my life. I mean, mathematically, I'm just trying to find a tag so that I can essentially break even. I don't know how many years I fished it, but at some point in time, if I'm not seeing any tags, then what's the deal here? dumping money into the pot. Well, Krillin, you know what's up, dog. Eventually that braid had to give. Because that's the funny thing with braid. You could have it for a million years and it's still all right. But apparently braid also has its limits. And its limits are a crazy cast and a knot hitting the brakes, and man, poor bait. He's gonna be alone down there in the depths all by himself. Potentially, Guntersville Mike, I'm pretty sure that's Guntersville Mike. He's over there in the area where that bait landed. So potentially he might be able to pick up that leader. He'd be like, hey man, I found some dummy's bait. I was like, dude, that's my bait. So we will be getting off the water at about 11, guys, because I gotta go see about this fish finder, see what his deal is. I don't think Bromance was happy with the fact that I've got a 1,000-year-old braid. Bromance, we gotta cut corners wherever we can. Fishing is not cheap. So if we got a 1,000-year-old braid, that's what we gotta do. Dude, I'm like 98% sure that that's Guntersville Mike right there. Guntersville Mike is hooked up. A play-by-play. Guntersville Mike has hooked up. He's hooked into a fish. He's landed the fish. He is currently unhooking the fish. From this distance, I can only tell you that I saw the fish. He's tossed it back. I saw the fish. The size of the fish is unknown. Bromance! Towards some new braid. So check it out, Bromance. Look, let me show you something. I recently switched over to high vis braid, right? So, but by recently, I mean like a year and change ago or whatever. Or just a long time ago, I switched over to high vis braid. Now, tell me what does not match here, bro. And some of this braid has, remember, it disappeared. Can you spot the difference? So if I've switched over to high-vis braid and one of these does not have high-vis braid, that means that thing's been on there for a bazillion years. The rest of them all have high-vis braid. But regardless, Bromance got 5 on it. Fishing with Silver and me. Bromance got 5 on it. Grab your fishing pole, homie. But can you spot the difference there, bro? That braid is old school. All right, guys, I'm gonna try a worm from this direction. Potentially, I might get stuck because there is a decent amount of rock down here, and I moved to an angle that's a little bit treacherous, let's say. And we see the sun for the first time today. It peeks out after this cast. Excuse me. I will do a I think, okay, so Bromance, I never switched this one to high vis, well, the jig one to high vis, because I was like, it'll be okay that way. And apparently, I got to see if I still have some pro line or power line or whatever this is. I have no idea. See if I still have some available so that I can do a retie. I mean a re-spool. Because retie is a bad word here. Yo, what up, Woody? Yeah, I'm one step above Excel spreadsheets. Dude, that's what's up. Take that, Microsoft. You think you're all cool with your spreadsheets and stuff? No way, bro. Oof, that was iffy. That was a little iffy. Could have been a rock. Yo, Woody, hopefully you had a good Memorial Day weekend. Got well rested. Retuned for the rest of the month and change till 4th of July so that you can get retuned again. All right, forget about these fools. I'm gonna throw a worm a couple times here and then I'm gonna look and see. I do have I got the shaky head. Washallow, bro. Washallow with a shaky head. This is as good as a jig, but we have it tied on. I should have thrown the worm, but here I am with a shaky head. You see, guys, you shouldn't put shiny things in front of me because I'd be like, ooh, what's that? I'll throw that. And that is what the shaky head is right now. The next best shiny thing but it's a football head, shaky head, so I have confidence that we can work them through the rocks a little bit better than that regular worm. Why do pontoon boat owners think they own the lake? Do they? I've never encountered a pontoon owner that thought they owned the lake. I just assumed every pontoon boat owner was, you know, like a party goer, bro, like that song, on the pontoon, blah, 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 motorboating. I think some combination of those words is how that song goes. But that's why I just assumed that they're kind of chill guys. Should I yell at this guy that I think is Guntersville Mike? Woody also agrees that pontoon owners think that they own the lake. Have I just never met one of these pontoon owners that the sun is out? It's time to put on some covers. All right, white frog. I know you meant casted your white frog into their boat, right? But with you, bro, since you love white frogs so much, I wouldn't put it past you, bro, if you married a white frog and you were referring to it or referring to casting your wife white frog onto their boat. Because, bro, you have a very, I'm not going to call it unhealthy, but a nice obsession with white frogs. So possibly you may have sent your wife frog to that pontoon boat. I don't know what state, potentially it was Illinois or something. I don't know what state you're in, white frog, so potentially there is a possibility that you could marry a white frog and be legal. So I don't know. Yo, Guntersville Mike. You just missed a 5-pounder? They're carpe diem, bro. They're seizing the day, doing their thing over there. I'm not interested in those perv bass. They can stay over there. So Guntersville Mike said that he just missed a 5-pounder, had him on a wacky rig. My wifey white frog. She's the best. All right. Well, as long as you're happy, bro, in whatever situation you're in, if you got a wifey white frog, then you guys were meant to be, bro. I also hope that your wifey white frog also loves white frogs. Yo, bro, why'd you start off late today?
I thought it was going to storm, man.
Oh, you can never believe the weather.
It shows like 70% for right now.
What weather app are you using?
AccuWeather.
That's the same one I looked at, but I usually wake up in the morning and take a look at it just to see, because it changes all the time. So I saw what you saw last night, that it was going to be storming right now. But then I looked at in the morning and it said something different. So I was like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, this sets up nice, man. We ought to catch some fish today.
I thought that was you hooked into a fish right there.
I wish.
It looked like a giant.
Some of those things are like 40, 50 pounds over there, man, playing in that grass. I was throwing a crankbait over here yesterday, but it looks like the lake's dropped a good foot overnight, man.
Well, you got a lot more attention to detail than I do, bro, because I did not notice that.
Keep throwing that. Yeah, I was throwing a crankbait all over this yesterday, wearing them out a 6-foot diver, and I can't throw it today. It's drafting out every time.
All right, guys, we are now going to throw Don's chatterbait. Finally, we see a faster moving bait. We have not seen a faster moving bait in all of today. The only fast moving bait that we've seen today is that jig that went flying in that direction. That's the only fast moving bait that we have seen today. So we are now throwing this white chatterbait. Hopefully White Frog will be happy with this white chatterbait. It is Don's chatterbait. There shouldn't be a lot of grass height-wise out here. So I'm gonna slow roll it. Yo, bro, Mrs. White Frog sounds like a keeper, dog. I'm happy for you, White Frog. Going strong. White Frog, I got a question for you, bro. Are there ever occasions when you're just, I don't know, let's say you're working on your car and you're like, all right, okay, guys, you know, for some reason, I can't get to this bolt or whatever, right? And then you're all like, you know what would help out right here? A white frog. Have you ever had any on-land occasions where a white frog is your go-to? Let's see what the size of this fish is. I don't even know what the kind of this fish is just yet. It is the wrong kind. It is the wrong kind. It's a catfish. We've been catfish, boys. Get up here, you dumb old catfish. We've been catfished. We're still getting catfished. Come here, dog. Let's be friends. Let's be friends for just a little bit. We've been catfished. Don's chatterbait is tuned for all fish. It came pre-tuned for everything in the lake. And there we go, guys. A catfish. Get that faster moving bait out. And we got ourselves a little catfish. I gotta rinse my hand off of this catfish goo. Freaking catfish. All right, drag is set. Let's get it. Did we wipe off the catfish goo off the line? No, we just threw it. The bait has hit the ground. Let's slow roll them back. So sadly, bromance, it ended up being a catfish. I still never got a response back from White Frog. Also, White Frog, do you carry a spare White Frog like in your wallet or something? Because you never know when you're gonna need a White Frog. I just want to know how far your affinity for the White Frog goes. Do you sleep with a White Frog under your pillow? That's a good question right there. Without the hooks, of course. Nobody wants to sleep with a hook underneath their pillow. Where's DJ Khaled? What time was he getting up? Oh, dudes, let's see what YouTube sent us. It sent me my weekly analytics. This is where we get the information like the Malaysians are beating the Canadians. That's where we get the information. So let's see what YouTube has in store for us this week. A quick what's up to my Malayan tapers. They got their own mascot even, bros. A taper. One last cast and then we will check those analytics. Hopefully they're entertaining. And it's not just like, oh, people watch this video and blah, blah, blah. Check out these analytics and then we will move to this hump over here, guys. A hump? Of course. Maybe not. But let's check out these analytics. One time I was at the GTO buying some white frogs and a guy at the counter noticed the white frog and we started a conversation. So in the conversation, chicken on a stick. What? He told you to get a chicken on a stick. Best advice. I must have misread that. In fact, bromance, you'd be helping yourself out for a chocolate a day because then that would be less sugars. Washalo, it's a win-win situation. Okay, I think we're in 15 feet of water. I am throwing a 5-foot diving. I was throwing a 5-foot diving crankbait, but there's a lot of eelgrass on top. I can't see it from here, but it is sporadically placed. Let's see if we can't get a couple good runs through here. I'm gonna scoot up a little bit. Let's see the analytics, guys. Your weekly recap. Let's see what it is. 20 live posts, 2.3K people tuned in. How they found you. What they watched. 297 likes, 10 shares, 54 comments. Let's play a game. What was your most viewed video last week? That wasn't fun at all, guys. That was boring. Sorry about that, guys. I thought it was gonna have some cool information like it did the last time, but it did not. I do not know what depth we're in. I just know that somewhere between us and that grass over there, that there should be enough depth for us to cruise through. I should probably throw that chatterbait, but I'm gonna give this crankbait just a little bit of play. It's that American shad. I don't know if Google tracks those analytics, but I mean, I think you are correct there, Bromance, about feeding silver and keeping me alive. You're correct about that, though. I think Google's analytics are very, very limited. And White Frog, I feel you on those nightmares of fish that got away. So I guess technically you do sleep with the White Frog. It's just through the nightmares of missing a fish. Oh, you're talking about that? All right, got it. You're talking about the little food truck that's out there. I think I've eaten there once. I forgot what was happening, and then I just say, you know what? Let me just get something real quick. But I don't think I got a chicken on a stick. I think I just got a... I think I got a brisket or something like that. Yo, Lane, what up? Due to the fact that we do not have our fish finder in the front, it's hard for us to run these baits knowing our depth. Let's see what our depth is right now and where we're located. Okay, we are in 10 feet of water. That's grass. I think that was a bite on the drop and then a miss because I think I tried to set the hook after I felt the second pop, which usually the second pop is later, bro. There was a little more activity going on around me. I'm gonna throw this chatterbait for a little bit. Probably catch some fish, but I don't know if they'll be good quality fish. We might be dinking around. Grass. Grass. I was going to move to this hump over there, which we will eventually, but I just want to try this out before we commit to a different location. Calling, I think, Tay-Tay, and that's... Go get you some chicken on a stick. All right, White Frog. I think you're just tricking me to try and get me to the GTO. I think you're like, hey bro, how about you go get some chicken? But while you're there, right next to the GTO, why don't you also pick up a white frog? I think that's what you're trying to do right there, bro. You're trying to get me just close enough to where I'll go pick up a white frog. I see the games, homie. Well, if those are the Malaysians, bro, then we could do without. Couple more casts here, guys, and then we are going to bounce. We'll cruise on the trolling motor a little bit. Again, I don't know what depth we're in. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it because this goes in and out, in and out. So it's going to be a little difficult to see exactly where we're at. All right. So I'm feeling like right about there. Unlimited, you had some of that chicken on a stick here at right outside the GTO, bro? Or are you just talking about chicken on a stick in general? All right, let's move, guys. Chicken on a stick. $2.7. Did I tell you guys the other fish weighed 2 pounds 7 ounces? I don't know if I told you guys that. Dang. Right next to this freaking flat. Whatevs. We're moving. The flat is off to my right. My bad. There's a big log just hanging out right there. Okay, so it should be straight to that buoy. What is that log hanging out right there? Let's go find out. What is this? A giant log hanging out here. I don't believe this was here before. But let's find out what we got here, guys. We're a little distracted, but I assure you that I would have seen this log here before at some point in time during my fishing. Maybe this is a trap by the Merps. Oh yeah, that's a freaking huge log, bro. There's a huge vertical log. That log right there is like 10 feet long. That's a 10-foot long log that's just hanging out right there. I'm a little higher on this point or this hump than I'd like to have been. Thanks a lot, log. Well, that's just a log hanging out, I guess. I don't know why it's there. Unlimited used to get chicken on a stick from the job site. Washalo? All right, let's get in the game. Forget about that log that distracted us. We are in about 8 feet of water or less. 6 feet apparently. Stupid log. Ruined our positioning. So that means that over there is the deeper side. Oh yeah, definitely threw off our positioning here. Okay, all right. Though the log could be used for knowing my position. I can use it to figure out where exactly I am at. When moving around this area. That's grass. Guntersville Mike was on the move as well. It's probably about 10 feet or so over there. Let's slow roll it with this chatterbait. The shallow portion of this hump is right behind us, thanks to that log. I wanted to stay off of it just a little bit, but anyways. All right, 2 there. It was falling for a bit. If I throw to that section right there, we're just trying to figure out this area with each cast, our location. There's a little bit of eelgrass right there, so let's see. If I cast a little bit further off that way, count it down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 or 7 seconds. So probably to there. Now there's a couple things that are possible. I might be casting to the other side of the hump and then it's counting down and falling and we're coming over the hump. Or I'm just casting along the hump and that's why it's dropping like it is, but haven't figured that out just yet. Oh, and the sun is out. What we do know is that we got to make it, we got to let this guy hit the bottom before we run it back. That seems to be where our success is at. Maybe now I can take the sweater off. I can take these bibs off. I'm telling you guys, you cannot trust the weather report. It shifts all the time. It shifts right. It's just, bros. On occasion, it will shift left, but it usually shifts right. It's like, bro, it's gonna rain, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do that. And if you set up for that, you might be disappointed because you could have been fishing, but instead you're hiding from this imaginary moisture that will not be seen today. And I'm not complaining, I'm just saying there is that possibility. Let's throw that shaky head out there. Where you at, shaky head? On this side? Nope. Yep. We'll throw that shaky head so that I can have an opportunity to take these bibs off. And hopefully not fall into the lake. I know Creel is hoping for it, but we are not. Not big, not small, but a fish. A fish with one leg in my bib and one leg out. Definitely a fish, though. Hopefully you guys were able to see the splash, at least. Potentially you didn't. But the signs of life. The hook set was not the best because we're over here trying to disrobe. Lesson learned. Don't disrobe while you're fishing. Probably, I'd say a 3-pounder, but still questionable. Well, Creel, if nothing else, I didn't fall into the lake, but I did miss that hook set. So, silver lining maybe? All right, so there's a lot of grass right there. Let's cast a little bit further to the right. Now, I was thinking about taking off my sweater, but it'll probably cost me another fish. That was not a fish. That is a fish. Another fish that I missed. But that guy was super tiny. Dudes, look at what he did to my bait. I've never seen, dude, this guy, he freaking tied it all together in a little knot, kind of like when you eat a cherry and then you tie the knot with your tongue, and allegedly, if you're able to tie that knot, that stem in a knot, then you're a good kisser or whatever. Well, apparently that bass, that little bass must have been a good kisser, because he tied that worm into a little knot. So good job, little bass. Dude, I have no idea what it was doing down there. But he tied that guy in a crazy knot. He wasn't that big. Broman's had a girlfriend that could do that. All right, I gotta make this commitment. Right now I got a mic in my hand because I'm trying to take this sweater off, but also trying to set the hook on these fish that are biting here. So let's make the commitment to taking the sweater off. Do not cast again. Why did it look so complicated? I don't know. It looked extremely complicated to get that sweater off, guys. But it was caught on my watch, so I couldn't get that sweater off. Is this middle school? Creel. That's how we get down here, bro. I'm just telling you legends that I've heard. If you can tie the cherry stem with your tongue legend has it that you're a good kisser, bro, but I don't know that for a fact. It's just legend. All right. I'm in some grass. I'm gonna try and stay out of that. Stay out of the fray, homies. Creel sounded like he wasn't approving of the conversation we were having, guys. That's probably because he can't tie a cherry stem. And it brings him back to the old days. He was probably bullied about it. He's like, what, Creel, you can't tie a cherry stem? Oh man, bro, you're weak. Probably takes him back in the day. And he's like, I'm doing my best. Well, your best ain't good enough, Creel. Unlimited, we're keeping it middle school.